I did hair transplant last month. Like everything in my life, my hair was rejecting my body and it was falling apart. So I did something and forced my hair to stay in my body so that I could keep it in the future and have that marvelous hair. But no matter how much you force, no matter how much you force something, sometimes it just doesn't work. And this is true for my own personal projects as well.
I already made 2 videos beforehand talking about my rejected projects, whether by quality, too much eggs in the basket, or something else completely.
And it's been quite some time since I made this kind of video. So today, let's talk about some of the rejected ideas I had that never came to fruition one way or another.
Let's start off with something recent. Mr. Ludwig, Mr. Mogul Move, Mr. Getting Abused by His Chat. Number 655,789. For those who don't know, Ludwig is a content creator. More specifically, he's a streamer on Twitch and or YouTube. One of the videos he made was I ranked the most popular games, where, as the title says, he played the most popular mobile games and ranked them via tier list.
As I was watching the video, I was like, ooh, there's a lot of mobile games I didn't hear. And hey, maybe I should play this game to see if I agree with Ludwig's tier list or not. And there was going to be the whole tier list about his opinion, yada yada yada. And yes, I was going to put Ludwig's name in it and it could be considered scummy, but at the same time, I was going to put an effort on my own video and I thought that should be fine. I mean, I did it beforehand with C.VA and Arknight to see if his opinion about it being free-to-play friendly is true or not. So why did I reject this project? Well, 3 reasons. 1, as I continue watching the video, those games kind of sucked. 2, I hate playing mobile games and again, watching the video didn't help that cause. And 3, yeah, no matter how I put it still felt scummy in the end.
See, I tried to see if I could make the whole series if these mobile games are free to play friendly and whatnot. Mostly gacha, but mobile games nonetheless. And once you start playing one, you pretty much play them all. Missions and rewards that takes forever to claim, grinding that is ridiculous but the only way if you want to win the next mission, yada yada yada. And while Ludwig didn't play any gacha, he did play games that is so freaking annoying to even watch. Why? Ads. God, I hate mobile ads. They are so useless and annoying. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that players in the ads are so stupid that you think they have lower IQ than a rock. Or commentators ones, well, every single thing they say is commentated. Like, imagine doing that in real life.
Okay, first thing I need you to do is open the fridge. Then I will have to pick a drink. First thing I pick the aloe drink, and it makes me feel more hydrated and new stuff, you know. Then I have to open and twist it, make sure I twist it enough and not break the bread. Then I have to gobble it.
And after all that, even if I brute force myself to play these horrendous mobile games, why am I putting Ludwig in the spotlight? There's no reason to put Ludwig in the spotlight other than SEOs and clickbait. Which might be the thumbnail that I'm going for this video. Subscribe? So, in the end, most of the mobile games he played just annoyed the living daylight out of me. I hate mobile ads. And there's no reason to put a content creator on a video just because they made a tier list. Yeah, this idea was scrapped.
If I got anything out of this, is that I need to play Arc Hero 2 because it looks decent, all things considered. But yeah, I hope that this example clarifies what kind of ideas I thought was good on paper, but it turns out to be a bad idea, at least in my opinion. But what if it wasn't a bad idea? What if I had something that was actually a good idea and honestly would be unique? What if I had to reject it for other means? What if I had to reject this game.
This game was a wild roller coaster. From game that was buggy as hell, an absolute worst game to ever come out, to game that became pretty decent to play, to one of the best game ever to try out. To the point most of the content creators uses this game as one of their benchmarks for, say, new graphic cards. That is totally worth the price and does not burn your cable because it's outputting so much watts.
Out of curiosity, when are you gonna start making good graphic cards again, eh?
Jokes aside, not really. Cyberpunk 2077 became a historic game. It's put in the same spotlight as No Man's Sky of devs not giving up on the bad game and making it an amazing, amazing game. At least, majority would say. See, I wanted to play the game myself and see if I like it or not after the fixes and whatnot. I am not playing the release version. No, you're not paying me enough for that. And when the DLC, Phantom Liberty, not only bought new story mode, but updated how perks in 3 worlds works and other miscellaneous stuff. The video idea I wanted to work was pretty much comparing 1.x to 2.x patches while reviewing the game if you should buy the game and the DLC. Honestly, even if other content creators did it, I thought it would be fine because I had my own twist and storytelling that I have seen people get engaged with. So, why did I reject this project?
Rejected might not be the right word here, but basically the problem was that I was juggling so many projects at the same time that this game, or should I say, the relevancy of this game and project fizzled out. In other words, I was too late to make this game review because of time management.
This unfortunately happens a lot more than I would like to admit here. Currently, I am alone when working on everything for this channel. Playing the game, reviewing, scripting, editing, voicing, everything. And that takes a lot of time.
The most annoying thing about this whole situation is that I could hire an editor or an assistant editor for this channel if I wanted to, but I legally cannot. See, Nepal has this weird financial law that I cannot do international transactions. So I can't buy stuff from Amazon.com, eBay.com, and as you can guess, I cannot transfer money to a freelancer across another country. But the thing is, they can send money to me. So if you're, say, from USA sending it to my bank in Nepal, you can transaction to me. But if I wanted to do the opposite, I can't. Is there any economics or anyone can tell me why is this a thing? Is it actually really good for third world country like Nepal? Because honestly, personally speaking, it's not for me.
Getting back to track, because I'm juggling a lot of projects and I am a single man army for my own channel, and because I'm the type of person who wants quality video over quantity, some projects just falls off, even if I don't want them to. It sucks, but it's life.
I really want to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 one day because it has such an interesting case study, and I have a unique take that I think people would be interested in hearing out. But for now, the project has been scrapped because I just couldn't make it in time, and honestly, I don't have time to pick that project back up again. So we talked about a rejected idea because of a content creators. We talked about rejected idea because of a game or the time I have with that game. So this time, let's talk about another content creator, another idea I had, but this time, it's all about me.
There's this video I wanted to make called I Am Not the Main Character. Basically, it's a melodrama-esque story about my life and how I never felt like a main character in anything, including my own story. How I am struggling and I don't know if I will succeed or not, but I will keep trying so that I can prove that the story that is being written will finally show the spotlight of me being the main character.
So on paper, this was a great idea. I mean, main characters can be associated with video games, and objectively speaking, being vulnerable in front of a camera is a pretty good way to get clicks, aka SEO, search engine optimization. So I already wrote the script, I recorded the whole raw footage and videos and audios, and I was editing it. But as I was editing video, it was quickly made me realize that there was two problems with this project. Number one, brand integrity.
We're not going business one-on-one in this, so I'll just simplify my reasoning. The whole point of this channel is talking about games I like or didn't, recommending games that you may or may not have heard about, and talking about topics around video games. For example, pet peeves and why games are not fun anymore. Yes, human emotion is something I try to portray in my videos. And yes, I do talk about myself and my story if ever to. Rhythm games are awesome is a great example of that. But the video I scripted for I Am Not the Main Character didn't really dive into video games. It was just me ranting about life and how unfair situations are and making me think like I'm not the chosen one.
Which leads me to point number two. Nobody cares about nobody. I mean, think about it. I have less than 500 subscribers as of recording this. And in the grand scheme of things, I am literally a nobody. So riddle me this. Would you rather hear a sob story from someone who is a nobody or someone who has made a name for themselves? As sinister as this sounds, I would pick the latter. And yes, there are exceptions. There should be exceptions. And I hope, a part of me hopes that I'm absolutely wrong with this mindset. And yes, there are some long-time subscribers and viewers who will come and would actually like to listen to my sob stories. I mean, the whole reason why I'm making this rejected idea series is for you guys and less so for newcomers. But as of right now, because of brand integrity and because, well, I'm literally nobody at grand scheme of things, I had to scrap this project because it was just me complaining about my life now, isn't it? Alright, two more projects I want to talk about, and they both are basically the same thing. So let's start off with gaming journalism interview.
Gaming journalism has been represented pretty badly nowadays, from the infamous Cuphead tutorial gameplay to rage baiting because they can't think of making good, indulging contents.
Yes, I'm calling you out.
To reviews that clearly was paid to be scored high. As you can tell, for lack of better words, business game reviewers sucks. Maybe not all of them, but I have seen enough to know that these journalists cannot be trusted with video game reviews.
But gaming journalist isn't only in business corporation. Heck, I am a gaming journalist, whether you like it or not. I have reviewed games that I liked or didn't like. I have recommended games that you have heard or have not heard about it. Heck, I have interviewed a lot of people around video game topics. Objectively speaking, I am a gaming journalist.
And I'm not the only one. Some call me Johnny, Totaku, heck even the TikToker Rogan Plays Game. They are considered a video game journalist. So what I wanted to do was talk to bunch of people around this topic, people who were in gaming journalists and were not, people who loved them and vice versa, and get a survey and patterns to understand what the general consensus is, at least with the poll that I can gather.
This is a great idea because this topic is still relevant even today, and I have done videos about interviewing people about selected video game topics beforehand, so it fits the branding as well. So what's the problem? We'll get back to that because there's another project I wanted to talk that is also relevant to this. Vtubbers.
Ah yes, Vtubbers, proving once and for all that girls can also be degenerates.
Don't boo me, I'm right.
Vtubbers became such a massive bust that if you were in gaming, you have heard about Vtubbers. What once was a very, very niche thing became, for lack of better words, one of the biggest mainstream topic in gaming. Heck, according to streamchats.com, the top 5 female streamers in 2024 were all Vtubers.
And something like this, let's be honest, a new era in gaming and content making, I wanted to make a survey of it. I wanted to make a video about it. I wanted to interview 100 people, 100 Vtubers, asking why Vtubers are here, or should Vtubers exist? Yes, because on a mythy reason. And why is there more female than male? Why did it work? I wanted to ask so many questions. And I wanted to find the patterns. I wanted to find opinion. I wanted to make a video. It was going to be the biggest project video for this channel. So why did this fail? Why did this video fail? And why did the gaming journalist video fail as well? I'm going to be honest. Combining both of this project together, I got less than 5 people interested.
I messaged so many people. I emailed so many more. I promoted this over and over and over, especially the VTubers one. I wanted this one to succeed. I wanted that project to be sparked. It was my biggest video I ever planned for. And it flopped because no one was interested to be interviewed.
And I can't blame them. Some, they didn't have their feelings set in stone. Some didn't have time to be interviewed. And, well, some just weren't interested to be interviewed. I can't blame them. I shouldn't blame them. And I'm not blaming them. But man, that sucks. I even emailed so many content creators. But again, can't blame them for ignoring my email for various reasonings.
It also made me realize that, well, I have to put this interview series to a halt until I am more popular, until I have a decent name to myself. Because these two projects made me realize I have too limited networking in my area. And truth be told, I don't know how to grow them except making my number go up.
You know what's the worst thing about failing all these projects are? It's that knowing that you failed. Knowing that you had such an amazing idea failed because it wasn't actually good to begin with, you ran out of time, and or you were too ambitious with the project with limited resources. And sometimes it's just beyond your control. But as contradicting as this will sound, I will still fail. Because no matter how much I fail, there's many other projects that have succeeded because of my train of thought, because of how ambitious I am, because how I want it to succeed. If there's anything you want to take from this video, take this. Fail. You will feel horrible. You will feel like the worst feeling of all time. But once you succeed, you will strive for more. And unfortunately for failure, I'm too stubborn to give up.